Good evening from Davos. I'm here with Petra Nemcova. I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Former model, but of course now of the Happy Hearts Fund, a very important philanthropic organisation. Petra, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit, first of all, about the Happy Hearts Fund, what it is, what you do, and how it got started?
Well, Happy Hearts Fund started after I was blessed and survived the 2004 Asian tsunami. My partner passed away, and I was blessed to survive with broken pelvis in 4 places. I was lucky because I had a place to go to, home in Czech Republic, my family there, and many people who were in Thailand, in Indonesia, in Sri Lanka, in India, they lost their family members, they lost their homes, livelihoods, they had nothing to come back to. And so as soon as I could walk again, I went back to Thailand to see how I can help. Number 1, what is the biggest need? And number 2, what can create the biggest impact? And that's the first time I've seen actually that the gap which happens when first responders leave, where children and communities are forgotten for 2, 4, 6, sometimes 10 years. They don't have a safe school to go to. After doing lots of research, we found that rebuilding safe, disaster-proof schools has such a ripple effect, obviously, on children, to give them sense of normalcy, so that way they can start a healing process from a trauma. With quality education, they can get better education, obviously, but also better jobs, empower themselves and the community. With children going to school, both parents can start working. And when there's a new school built, even if the rest of the community is damaged, all the houses, it gives them strength to rebuild them, because a school is it's a symbol of hope, symbol of future. So the ripple effect is on children, family members, community, and of course future generation. And because it's disaster-proofed school, it also serves as a shelter. At that moment in 2005, when we started, we had actually one goal, and it's to rebuild one school. Officially we opened the first school and established a charity in 2006.
Was that in Thailand?
And exactly, it was in Thailand. And then now fast forward 7 years later, we have built 85 schools in 7 countries around the world, Indonesia, Peru, Mexico, Chile, and we are continuing to actually go to 8 countries in the Philippines as well, and it's sort of there's this aha moment where which I find with people. First of all, they don't realize that there is a gap which happens after first responders leave, and after.
How long is that period typically after?
It can vary really, but we are still rebuilding schools. For example, in Peru, after the 2007 earthquake, which happened in August, and there are about 100 schools they need still rebuilding. So it can be for a really long time, and there's that people don't know actually that gap exists, and that's exactly what we focus on. We don't come in for the first response. We come in when first responders are leaving, when it's actually not sexy to be there. So that's where we come. And then there's a second aha moment, sort of realizing, oh, they actually built 85 schools, and it's not just a celebrity foundation. So I get few aha moments always from people, but there is a bigger task than a Happy Hearts one has. There's a big task in front of, I think, all of us, how to create better sustained response after natural disasters.
I'm sorry. Do you work with more with local governments or with private contractors? I mean, how does it work? How do you go about rebuilding these communities?
Well, we partner with organizations on the ground. It can be a corporation with strong CSR. It can be NGO or governments. We encourage in every country the stakeholders of the country to be part of the change. So we have at least 1-to-1 matching, sometimes 1-to-6 matching. And together in the partnership, we rebuild the schools, but the partnership is also with the community. The community has to take a part in rebuilding. They have to show their care. So either they help to secure the land, or they fundraise to raise the land in terms of flooding. They're always part of the change in some way and participate that way. They have much more ownership, and they appreciate the school a lot more. So there's that partnership on both levels.
Can I ask you how much money have you raised over the 8 years you've been doing this?
We have raised We have raised $16 million, but that
US dollars.
Dollars,
Yeah.
but that has been matched
Right.
always. That's why those $16 million have been matched in different countries, and it's the schools, they cost between 50,000, some of them 400, 450,000, depending on the size and country. By the end of this year, which will mark the 10th anniversary since the tsunami, the goal is to rebuild 100 schools and to commemorate the 10th anniversary with 100 schools. And it will be a beautiful number. What stays in my mind is that just Philippines, there are 3,000 schools which has been damaged or destroyed.
Are you planning after the recent typhoon?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Are you working there now already?
We are going in February because we usually go 6 to 9 months after.
that, yeah.
So we're going in February. We'll definitely rebuild schools, but what we are capable of with our fundraising is very limited. The need is so much greater. So it's just, I'm proud of the partnerships and team to build 100 schools, and at the end of this year will be 8 years. But it's still what stays in my heart is that all these other children who are waiting and are forgotten for many years, and they're studying in conditions which are extremely unsafe, dangerous. Usually it's a makeshift school. The windows and the doors, it's clothed from cement bags. It's dirty, noisy. It's not a safe or pleasant environment to learn. And when children study in these conditions for 6 years, you lose the generation. There's a whole primary school, and you're losing the generation. On the other side, when you can create safe, quality education environment for children, it can actually elevate the whole community, and it can really change the whole, not just sort of educational structure, but it can bring lots of business, because when every family, every parent wants the best for their child. So what we see families moving from other communities to the community where there's a safe, disaster-proof school with quality education, and that re-engages the economy around the school. So it actually promotes economical growth. So it's an anti-poverty model too.
You've done a lot of work in Haiti, I think, in particular.
Yes.
After the devastating earthquake there, what, 5 years ago? Was it 4 or 5 years ago?
Well,
tell us about what progress you've made in Haiti.
Yes, in Haiti. The works for Happy Hearts Fund started already actually in 2007. That's the first time we went after hurricanes. And after the earthquake, we started to work even more in Haiti. And we have now 5 schools helping almost 2,000 students. In total, Happy Hearts Fund has helped since its inception 46,000 students and 490,000 community members. In Haiti, it's actually moved there, and I live there now. I love the people, I love the country and culture, and what's one of the most exciting things is to see the progress. And on Happy Hearts Fund level, for example, one of the most beautiful things is to compare. 2007, we arrived to Haiti, and we couldn't enter Cité Soleil because it was too dangerous. Even United Nations couldn't enter Cité Soleil. Now, fast forward to now we have 2 schools. To today, we have 2 schools in Cité Soleil with computer labs. You go in, you can come in and out. Maybe at night is you have to be a little bit more careful, but the change is so tremendous. And actually, Haiti has been now announced the safest country in the Caribbean.
Really?
Yes,
right, yeah.
7 casualties for 100,000, which I know this.
Crime, you're talking about crime, essentially.
Yes, yeah. Yes, 7 casualties, and it's compared to Dominican Republic's 25, and actually California in 2012 had 6.9. So it's really amazing. The change is dramatic. And yeah, there was
or as unsafe as Long Beach, if you prefer.
One or the other, but it's so beautiful to see the change, and I can compare before the earthquake, after the earthquake, and from 300 kilometers of roads being built to businesses coming in. Today we had a panel with the CEO of Heineken, CEO of Marriott, CEO of Tom Shoes, CEO of Digicel Foundation. Salesforce hosted it, and all of them, they do business in Haiti. Marriott is opening a hotel this year. Heineken has bought a local brewery, and year two they were supposed to invest 50 million. They decided to invest 100 million. They're doing packaging. Tom Shoes is opening shoe factory, and it's really exciting to see the growth. Last year there was 4.3% in growth in the economy. So it's. I feel very happy to see the change because the need is still there, but the best empowerment you can give is through job creation.
Tell us quickly what you've been doing in Davos. What have you been doing here?
I've been here actually with the Haitian delegation. Last year we came to say Haiti is open for business, and now this year we are reporting actually what business has been created, who came.
Getting a lot of interest in Haiti in investment?
We have been doing lots of reporting, having lots of meetings as well with different companies and government officials, and I think there's going to be lots of great things coming out of Davos.
And you're probably eating lots of fondue, I imagine.
No, but that's my next life. I keep it for later. No, unfortunately not. I don't think in Davos people eat a lot because there's really no time.
You're obviously mixing with maybe the people you mix with don't eat a lot, but I've seen a few people eating.
I ate lots of chocolate.
Well, there's plenty of that. What's the most fun thing you've done this week?
Well, of course, being here with you.
Correct answer. Yeah. Where did you learn to be that charming? It's quite extraordinary. But no, you've been doing. You must have done some interesting things.
Well, one of the most exciting sort of luncheons was at the Salesforce luncheon, and it was a really interesting topic. Sort of, it started about IT, but then about leadership and sort of how leadership has to be. Leaders have to innovate every 2-3 years and have to sort of start almost like a newborn each time and look at yourself from completely strip yourself and start new, and going to mindfulness, which has been a big topic, 26 panels on mindfulness. So it was really beautiful sort of, and a very hopeful and inspiring panel, and that one really energized me, and sort of I think it said a little bit, it opened a little bit of a window of what's coming up for future. So that was really beautiful.
Good, thank you very much. Are you going to come next year?
Well, I would love to. If I would absolutely love to.
Well, if nobody else at Davos invites you back, we will certainly invite you back. So
wonderful.
Petra,
I will hold you accountable for that.
Petra Nemcova, thank you very much indeed.